Okay, so in either A/B testing or experiments, what is the right way to create your alternative? Is it incremental changes or is it like totally different version? What is the best way to go about it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say it really depends on what your goal is, and also I think something that's really important to look at, and if you're doing a test in anything, is looking at the competition. So seeing what, especially like if we're doing a main image. So if we have a bunch of competitors that maybe have there's some niches within Amazon where you don't have necessarily just 100% product with white background. You might have something else, like have the packaging there, have another component that shows the functionality in the image. So that could be a possibility depending on your niche. So I would really compare yourself to the competition. That can be true with title. If you have like a specific keyword phrase that's different with a lot of your competitor listings, just comparing yourself in your niche and seeing what everybody else is doing and what the top sellers are doing. And I think that's a really good starting point to say, okay, this is the type of image that we should try to test against what we currently have. I think that's a really good starting point. In terms of bullet points or description, just playing, you can even play with like the formatting, trying to like capitalize or, some niches, a lot of them have emojis, but usually would not recommend that. But it really just depends a lot on the niche that you're dealing with and kind of what your product looks like versus some of the best-selling ones too.
How about swapping the order of the bullets?
Yeah.
Do you see that is making an impact?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're doing tests with bullet points, that's a really good way to test what order of bullet points, especially the first one. The first one's going to be the biggest one that customers see. So maybe if you have a product, you can play with like having a functionality component of this product does this, or you can have like a descriptive element with that first bullet point. So especially, with the first and even the last bullet point, changing those around through the test, I really think you should always be experimenting with your listings, and the bullet points are something that's super easy to change and likely won't have a ginormous impact, but it can still improve the conversion rate pretty significantly if you are rearranging those bullet points and optimizing what customers are best relating to, because you really want the most important element to be first in those bullet points, and that may just take some testing to actually figure out.
Yeah. Okay. So the bullet points and the A+ page, A+ content, they are there. The data point that you are checking is the conversion rate. Ultimately, that's what they are supposed to impact. So on the main image and title, you're watching the click-through rate. On the bullet points and A+ content, you're watching the conversion rate and the true conversion rate, not the USP one, the true conversion rate. So that way you can see. So Amazon experiments run a set period of time, right? It's not up to you to decide how long it's going to run. Amazon runs it and then it ends, right?
Sort of. So that they do have that option, but there's also a pretty new component called to significance. So this is where Amazon is actually going to run the experiment for as long as until Amazon's algorithm finds a significant difference. I think has to be over like 70%, where they find a significant difference, and then they will actually end the experiment automatically. And I found that this is a pretty good way, and it's usually pretty accurate, and it'll almost always run for at least 3 to 4 weeks. It's not going to end any sooner than that, typically, but I like running the experiments to significance since Amazon has rolled out that feature maybe a couple months ago. But you can run, I would say if you're running to a specific time period, at least 4 weeks.